analysis in order to come up with better solutions, to better insulate our buildings, with better engines that use less resources for our mobility that we of course want to have in the future as well.
I want to pick up particularly on what we heard from Norbert Walter a moment ago. Obviously we can't get the tablet up there at this moment, but I'll make that point in a moment. This issue of how the world is now being turned upside down. And Chris Dickey from Newsweek helped build on that issue. There we are. It proves that I can write, first of all. But I've been sitting down trying to at least add some of these issues to a shopping list and an audit, to which I'm going to add leadership at the top. So my job in the next 50 minutes is to make sure we add things, partly things that you can read as well, but that does say leadership, and I will make it better in a moment.
They were asking, should we go to Cairo? And they were being told by friends in Cairo, don't come. So I think this is a kind of problem that has hit us in the last few months, but I don't see that it's a situation that's going to be resolved anytime soon, and I think it needs to be factored in by the tourist industry now, because it's something important that I think one is aware of here in Dubai and a lot of places I go.
Political environment, not just in America but elsewhere. 37 nations listed now as under challenge, stability-wise, on the issue of food and energy. Where does a large hotel group like you yourselves position yourself faced with these new realities?
We are not a large group, by all means. Perhaps I always find that cities are more alert than bigger states. But cities have a clearer vision. That's where I think we can act. And there are no one answer. We do a lot of things in every country where we operate. Every hotel.
That is fair. I mean, you look at the particular sector I represent, which is the investment community. The volume of investment that is going into the industry at the moment has fallen by over 50% in the first quarter of this issue of being more inclusive of communities. That you do tend to have, especially in some of the emerging tourism destinations, the so-called ecotourism and so on. Some of these facilities are very much little havens of luxury, where the tourist is paying $600, $1,000 a night, and
move the microphones up here, please. Who else has got a microphone? Could you come over here, please? Right, please go ahead. Could you all introduce yourself as well?
Yes. If the microphone is working.
It is.
I'm Bob Coggin with Travelport. You know, there are a lot of misguided efforts in the area of trying to control the environment and carbon output. And I think the production of ethanol is one of those, and it's also creating a big part of the problem we're having with famine around the world, and people going hungry. Most people don't realize that what I read recently, it takes many gallons of water to produce 1 gallon of ethanol, and it also produces about 10 times more pollutants than the same gallon of gasoline that we replace. I'd like to hear any comments anybody has about that.
All right,
Especially mainstream media and international media being unfair to this region, to the Middle East. And I'm not denying...
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I'm not denying that it's fair because it's only touched the hot and the conflicting issues, where there are a lot of stories, whether human stories or successful business stories or successful even governments and countries in this region, in the Middle East, which are not getting enough stories or contents or coverage. So I think we should urge international media to be more balanced in their coverage to the Middle East.
Chris, do you feel that's a fair accusation?
No.
As Middle East editor of Newsweek?
No.
The
development of these countries is really phenomenal that everybody in the world is watching, and we have too. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome the Chairman and CEO of Abercrombie & Fell Group,
and the current chairman of WTTC, my good friend Jeffrey Kent, on the stage.
Marking the awareness of the strategic importance of travel and tourism. In economic terms, today our industry accounts